Hey there, warriors. Actual first video today. I'm so excited to show you my food haul. A person who has IBS and potentially fibromyalgia and chronic pain. This is what I eat. Now, before I get started, the way or how my meals are is very different than the normal human being. Like, I can't have like a full course meal because if I do, then my body doesn't accept it, you can say. So I actually, if anything, I go more so on the BRAT diet. Not really, but to give you an idea. So a BRAT diet is bread, rice, apples, and toast. So it's really for anything that can just stay in my stomach because of how fussy my stomach is. So let me show you and you can get a better idea. When it comes to me eating, the foods need to be like heavier. So basically in the BRAT diet, it's like bread. So like the secret popcorn I have whenever I need a snack, or I have every single night before I go to bed, because like they say not to eat anything at least an hour or two or something before you go to bed. But the thing is with my stomach, if I don't have something in it when I'm about to go to sleep, then I wake up in a lot of pain as if I haven't eaten in a week. So this does the little bit that I need to have something in my stomach, and it's a good snack. Now, all of these are basically snacks, but these are pretty much what I have that keep my stomach full. Now, so like peanut butter crackers are actually very good because they have peanut butter in it, and they also have the breadish like thing, which is the cracker. I actually have one of these every day in the morning with my vitamins and birth control and all that, just to have like a base off of it, so that I don't only have medications in my stomach, which isn't good and does not make me feel good. And speaking of medicine, I also take this with my medicine every single morning. So I take medicine, have one of these, and then I go to the kitchen and take this out of the fridge and have just a few sips. Now, with how my body is, I cannot eat very much. And if I do eat a lot, then it actually does not process right in my stomach. So I have to have a smaller amount than the average person for it to count, for my body to be able to take it. So this aloe vera actually helps with my digestion. So every morning when I take it, it helps everything in my stomach move. So like whatever I ate the last night, like it helps me go to the bathroom so that I'm not feeling sick all day, having what's in my stomach from the day before being stuck there. So this stuff is like a miracle worker. I absolutely recommend. And you can actually get it from Walmart. That's like the only place I found this stuff. And it comes in this thing in a huge jug. And it's actually for a great price too. So you can see the theme. Club crackers are also very good just to snack on, just so I can not feel sick, so I can have something in my stomach. And what's interesting about it is it says buttery. A thing with me and butter is interesting. It actually makes me feel like I have a UTI, which is something with the private region if you're not familiar about it. But I think it's honestly, if I just have straight up butter, that's when I get that. So I could kind of get away with it with stuff like this. So pretzels are here too, like a filler. Ritz crackers. Whenever I have ice cream, I cannot have straight up ice cream because it's like a liquid. So then it actually turns into an acid and it sloshes around my stomach, which is so painful. So I have to have at least a solid with that, and these do the trick. Especially that they're rainbow. Yes. All right, and next up. All right, so if you want any type of rice, like, you know, rice acts as it, just like any of these, but rice is like the number one. It sucks up like, you know, any remaining liquids or whatever in your stomach, and it makes you feel full, at least for me. I recommend the jasmine flavor rather than just the plain flavor, where I also put salt on this as well. Salt is actually a big thing. I always have two with this. That makes me feel so much better. But yeah, like jasmine has just like a bit of a taste that it just tastes so good. So it's hard for me to be able to have fruits and vegetables. And this is the one fruit that's easy, simple to get away with. And if anything, I recommend Del Monte if you were to have this, because the other brands, see, again, I have to go as natural as possible. So this brand with this is the cleanest and best priced that I can get. Now at BJ's, if you guys go to BJ's, you can get a lot of these for a good price too, but I go to Stop and Shop because it's right down the road, so. And plus you need like a membership for BJ's. Now going more into the more foodie foods, this cashews, this actually came from Walmart because the ones at Stop and Shop are so much more expensive for like the name brand too. That's like what they only have, where this is like so much more and it works. So yeah, if I really want like a meal, like this works for me, and I just put more salt on it. Honestly, me and salt are like best friends. But yeah, this is great. And I don't recommend Kraft. Kraft is really not good. But if I could have just one of these for like a meal, it works for me. Like I actually like to get Velveeta, if anything, but they are a bit on the expensive side. Those are cheaper. Now, potatoes. Really good for filling me up. I just, I can't put butter on it, so honestly, I just douse these in salt. See the theme here? And don't let me forget, I can't drink many drinks because of how sensitive I am, but I can get away, if any fruity drink, I can get away with Capri Sun. I think I could get away with orange juice as well, but big thing with me is also the sugar. Don't let me forget Cheerios. I actually just started this in my routine of eating to get some type of protein and whatever cholesterol, whatever the right words are for that, to have as a snack to help fill me up. Alright, so moving on to the more freezer type of things. If I ever want like a sandwich, peanut butter is one of my best friends. This is actually one of my new best friends for bread, and it's actually Wonder Bread Italian. I used to just get the bread that costed $1, but that stuff honestly gave me cavities. And it's probably because of how cheaply they were made, or so and so. Where these are so good, and they don't break apart as easily as the other ones did. So this has high fructose corn syrup in it, which is really not good for you, especially for me, because it doesn't digest right. But if I absolutely feel like I really have like nothing else, need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because who does not like a traditional peanut butter and jelly sandwich, this is what I have. If anything, this is what I need to have. And it's strawberry jam. It actually doesn't say it on here, but it needs to be seedless. I cannot stand the seeds or like chunks of strawberries. I need it as clean as possible. That's just a me thing. Alright, so moving on more to the more meal things. I actually used to be a purely lean cuisine person because they were very clean. This is actually, they actually redid, like this is all brand new. They came out with a bunch of new ones, which I can't have because one, they have like red bell peppers in it, which is like a #1 known thing that's so bad for flare-ups for people with IBS. But this stuff I really like. It's the roasted turkey breast with cinnamon apples, which is pretty good for a meal. Now again, remember, this is just like 2 of the 3 things. Like I would need a vegetable, but my body's actually fine without all 3. So then I also discovered this one recently, Healthy Choice. They have a lot. They're like my new best friend. They have a lot of stuff that I can actually have. Broccoli is actually, my thing is broccoli and like grilled chicken or turkey like that I can have. That agrees with me, since not a lot of meats agree with me either. Speaking of meats, oh my gosh, this meat pie is amazing. Oh, I guess you guys are gonna say hi to Flash. He's outside, he wants to come in. Come in, puppy. Come in for the food review. Okay. So yeah, and also this one is a great friend too. And you know, like these are all quick meals. That's another thing with my energy is that I can just pop it in the microwave and be all set. Especially, you know, when you're starving. You're like, I want my food now. So it's great. So great. So like they're like $3. I'm pretty sure that's the price for these. But these are all what agree with me, and it's so great. Also, you know, like I said, very limited on vegetables. This zucchini works for me especially, so this stuff is great. And now moving on to like the potato brat kind of diet stuff again. This stuff, if I really just need something, these are great for like a snack or even a side with a meal. Now, when it comes to meals, like, you know, you have your traditional actual meal. So, for example, like steak or fish, like I can eat that, but I cannot eat that alone because then it feels like I didn't even eat it. Like my body doesn't even take it for some reason. So I always have to have like one of these things with it for my body to accept it, I guess you can say. So that's what I do. And this is brand new. Oh my gosh, guys. Like, I could not have breakfast for so long just because I would always just have this stomach sickness. But this I can get away with. And it's actually as healthy as I could find. When I say healthy, I mean that the ingredients are very few. And look at that, no high fructose corn syrup. That's like a #1 thing you need to look for when you need good foods. Now, it may have a lot of things. That's another thing. Is to be able to point out what ingredients are good and what ingredients are bad, but there's also the chance of being able to get away with ingredients like this. Like you really just gotta test it with your body to see if your body accepts it. So like this one says buttery crust. I would have just said no to it, like, you know, because of my butter issue, but like I said here, I can get away with it sometimes. I can't have pepperoni though. I just pick it off. But this stuff, when it's on sale, oh my gosh, it's so much cheaper and so much better for a meal to have. Like I share this with my parents and it's more than enough, or at least it's enough for the 3 of us. And this stuff is so delicious, so much better. It's in a croissant. Like, what the heck? Like, oh my gosh. I wouldn't think I'd be a fan of DiGiorno. Not sponsored. That'd be cool if they sponsored me. But yeah, this stuff is so good. And I think I got for like 5 something on sale where it's like regular 8, I believe. All right, and heading on to drinks. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, so say I need to be on my feet like all day and I need my energy, I need my food. So then I take this stuff. When I actually saw a nutritionist, she recommended me a different brand. No, not a different brand, same brand, but all these, oh my gosh, so many brands like updated themselves and changed. So I was actually afraid to go back to this because they changed their recipe. But I found this one that's actually cafe mocha. It was on sale at the time. And it tastes so good and it gives you the energy boost that you need. Obviously, you do need food. You will get hungry again. But it helps me for that meantime that I need it. And these are the ingredients if you're interested or curious. And also, like, it says high protein, which is what I was like iffy about, because I'm not sure, like, I mean, I have an idea of what my body needs, but either way, it still does the job that I need. All right, and moving on to drinks that I can have. I can't have many, like I said. I can have water. Oh my gosh, there was like a long time, like a year or something, that I could not have water. But I'm so thankful and grateful that I can have filtered water. I don't get any water bottles because there's like so many bad things with water bottles because people don't make water correctly, or like they pretty much add stuff to water that isn't good that can really hurt you. So that's that. So I just do a filter from my own home. But I can have milk, and my favorite kind of milk is the red cap whole milk. I like the thickest kind of milk because it actually feels like you have something in your stomach rather than nothing. And if anything, I like to spice up my milk by adding autocrat coffee syrup. Oh my gosh, you guys can actually get this on Amazon. It's not widely known or very well known, but guys, get this stuff. It says coffee syrup. I mean, I guess it kind of acts like coffee, but it gives me life. And I actually just discovered this recently. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot have chocolate. I cannot have chocolate at all because I have Barrett's esophagus with my throat. So any kind of thick liquids like that, my throat cannot take. But also with the sugar, my body cannot take. But with this, especially since it says no high fructose corn syrup, and guys, look at the ingredients. And it's also Hershey's brand still, which I like. 5 simple ingredients. Look at this, guys. Sugar, organic invert syrup, water, cocoa, natural vanilla flavor. If you look at the other Hershey's, it has so many awful stuff, ingredients in it that just hurt you. But this, okay, so I'll be honest, I actually put this, I've been putting this on here to give it more flavor, and it's been amazing. It doesn't taste exactly like chocolate, but it's as close to chocolate as I can get, and I'm so grateful for it. Speaking of chocolate, I can get away with very few traditional ice creams. The ice cream that I can actually get away with without any flair is actually Barks ice cream, which I actually don't have because I love these ice creams so much and they do not affect me as bad. Ben & Jerry's. So this one was actually introduced to me. This one, chocolate fudge brownie, but also chocolate fudge therapy was introduced to me, and it's so good. It gives me my dose of chocolate, especially when I'm on my week, like now. I actually have to have some. But my boyfriend actually discovered this one. This is actually his most favorite talk show host guy. He's all into talk show hosts, at least the good ones, and this is one of the good ones. Stephen Colbert, and this is his ice cream, which I think is pretty awesome that he has an ice cream, and it's actually vanilla ice cream with fudge covered waffle cone pieces and caramel swirl, which I can apparently have. That agrees with me. So yes, amazing. So yeah, that was pretty much my tour of my foods, of what I can eat. And yeah, like, I find it so interesting that just this is what my body accepts, and that I was able to find it just through trial and error, really. And that's what you got to do sometimes, and be prepared. But yeah, I can't eat a full meal, but this is what I've come up with so I can be as balanced as can be. So yeah. Whew, a lot of talking. Try not to be as long for you guys, but yeah, like, let me know what works for you with your IBS. Like, I'll actually list below what hurts me the best that I can, because there's so many things. But if anything, I started on this BRAT diet because I was put on so many diets when I got my gallbladder out by my gastroenterologist, which, like, I was put on gluten-free, where some gluten-free stuff agrees with me, some really don't. So that's why I'm like, I pressed the stop record button, but hey, better angle. But no, really, like, that's why you really just gotta do trial and error, honestly, because I wasn't given what to avoid, really, except for like bell peppers, which was my favorite thing to eat. Yeah, so I'll just list it here right now if you guys still want to be with me. Yeah, so what I can't eat absolutely is so many fruits and vegetables mainly. And I feel like with the fruits and vegetables, it's a skin problem that causes a flare-up. Like one time, like, you know, my dad has some hard understanding, because I don't blame him. It's kind of complex. But he bought like some grapes, and I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna get sick from this, but I tried it anyway, and I had the worst flare up ever. And that, I'm most certain, is because of the skin. Like, I've had apples before, I got sick because of the skin too. So in vegetables like green beans, peas, I get sick from carrots too, corn, like, yeah. So I definitely think it's a skin thing, also with something else, I'm not even sure, but I've definitely figured that out. And I've actually figured out, ever since I was little, I've always gotten hives from having apple juice and Welch's grape juice in particular. And just a bit ago, I was eating apples and, not eating the skin. But then I would get all these hives and I would get so itchy from the inside out. And it's like, wow, I'm allergic to apples. Actually, speaking of apples, I saw this on TikTok and I did try it. I actually have a full one right here I haven't touched. But just for like a snack to try, they're not bad, but they're not good. But these gave me an allergic reaction. Not as bad, but man. Another thing is like wheat and oats. Like, I would love to have oatmeal like every morning, but no, I'm like running to the bathroom. Like, that immediately goes through me. That's another thing that I cannot have. That does not work for me, which is why I go for and need to have white bread. I guess the trash is here if you can hear that. Trash day! So it needs to be as plain as can be. I cannot have any sauces. So, like, if any, I can get away with, this one I tried, Caesar. Whatever that's called. My brain is starting to, I'm running out of battery in my brain and energy. You get it. And then another thing, I used to love to eat salad all the time, but greens like that too. Like, I've tried spinach. It's like, no, I have to go to the bathroom. And that's also another thing, like spinach and bananas I can't have. Like, they have like so much in them, like so much energy inducing stuff, I guess you can say, in them, that it makes my body shut down because it's way too much for my body to handle. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite things was to eat ribs with barbecue sauce, but I cannot have the barbecue sauce whatsoever. That's just another thing with ingredients, like it has high fructose corn syrup and so many other hurtful ingredients that they just add because that's how the world is and how they get hospitals to get their pay. As to my understanding, pretty much. There's so many ingredients, guys, that are just so bad for you. And I'm so sensitive that I definitely can feel it, and it gets its way right out of me when it knows it's bad. One example that agrees and doesn't agree with me, which I think has to do with the person making it, because I don't see them make it, but I liked, if anything, with fast food that I can get away with sometimes, is getting a mocha frap, chocolate mocha frap from McDonald's. Yeah, sometimes it agrees, sometimes it doesn't. And like I said, like when I have my ice cream, I have to have a solid with it. Whenever I have a liquid, I need to have a solid with it. And I had my solid, which I can have at McDonald's, is their fries. So that's what I always have. And, this one time when it didn't work out, like I felt like, my stomach is like growling, twisting, and turning. And I'm like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. Yeah, and it like all came out. I'm not going to describe what it looked like, but it was not good. I love to get McDonald's vanilla ice cream on the cone because you know it's the ice cream, which I can get away with, which it's kind of confusing because I can only do Barks ice cream, but I can get away with those. So it's really, you gotta just try it type of thing again. But yeah, I like to get that. Okay, I feel like of any of the fast food places that is not expensive, I'm not counting Wendy's, is that Burger King has burgers that do not affect me as bad. If anything, they affect me mentally, which is like a whole other video, that food definitely affects your mind. And for me, that is Burger King and Chinese. I used to love having lo mein with for Chinese, but like noodles, just like ramen, it does not digest right and it sticks to my stomach and it hurts and it causes problems. But I love getting fried rice. I love getting the broccoli with it that has whatever sauce they use on it. I can do that. I like their chicken. Like chicken is my best friend. If I ever go to the deli, actually at Stop and Shop or wherever, I can do cheese, and I mainly do chicken. That's the shredded stuff. Or fried chicken. I can do fried chicken. I know, it's surprising because of, I guess you can say, like the acid and fried food I'm not supposed to be able to do. Some I can get away with, like fried chicken. All right, I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm looking at myself, not looking at you guys. But yes, thank you so much for staying this long. I gotta get all this back so it doesn't spoil. But really, tell me, what's your strategy? Like, what did you come up with yourself? Like, what works for you? What doesn't? Like, let's share. This is my part of sharing, and yeah, okay. My brain is starting to, I need to eat and settle down. All right, I love you guys. I really do. Oh my gosh. It's the first time I tell you I love you. Because I'm sharing me. Yes. All right. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.